Okay, what is this? July 15th, middle of July already. Garage sale finds Friday the 14th and 15th. Mostly, Saturday the 15th, I mean. Mostly Saturday, but we've got 3 or 4 groups of finds I want to go over here. Talk to you about. The first place we went was a place advertised on Craigslist. And they had a lot of good toys in the picture, including Legos, and when I got there, there were no Legos. So I got sloppy seconds on that one. I scored, though, I think. I got these 2 nice Melissa and Doug sets for $2 a pop. These are wooden and Velcro fruits and vegetables, and then the pizza set, which I think when they originally came out were pretty expensive. It looks pretty fun. We have a set like this already, but it's missing some stuff, so it's neat to find it near complete. So that was $4 for those. We have this is the Frozen Tower playset. That was Mark 5. I got that for $3. Kind of cool with all the figures in it. I think in the past I've sold these similar things like this pretty high, so I think it's worth some money. And then the last thing I got there was this Rescue Bots set, which is basically Transformers. And then I got some Phineas and Ferb plush, which is cool because they have the tags. Disney Parks. So this is going to be probably worth some money, I think. This was $1. Those were $1/4 each for those plush. Anyway, the Rescue Bots. Pretty cool, the main set that does stuff. It's electronic and folds out, and then what's cool is you find, if you're lucky, you find some cool figures with these. 2 of the larger figures, and then some of the vehicles, and some of the guys, which are kind of hard to find. And this is a nice little lot, and I actually have a few more of those stashed over behind me, and I will throw those in and have a really nice lot. There's the gun that I think you can put it on the building. Yeah, you can put it on the building, or it will go on the fire truck too. So it's kind of cool to find a gun for that. So that's kind of cool. Rescue Bots. So that was, she had I don't know, 10, 15. I think 15 on all that altogether. I got for $7. So that was cool. Let's see, a couple Fridays that were nice. All these old 1972 Popeyes. But these are like public service, construction careers things. I guess, you know, for talking to children about what they want to do. Recreation, manufacturing, transportation. I haven't looked these up yet. Probably not worth a lot, but interesting. Got these all for $1. Environmental careers, business and office, blah blah, interesting. And then this was funny, a Friday night, another sale. A boy had picked this up and brought it to the front, and the lady said $5, and he did not like that price. So he walked around with it for a while. And this is Bakugan, of course. He walked around with it for a while, and I watched, and I had other things I was looking at, because this sale had tons of stuff. And I went over, and I noticed that there was another box of them. So I picked that box up, too, and stacked them. And I went up to her, because I had already set aside a very large, I had a Thule, or whatever, bike rack. A real nice rig that was a 4-bike rack that goes through your trailer hitch. I had that set aside for $25. So I added this and I said $5, and she said yeah. So see, he could have gotten maybe the other box for $5 too, but he didn't see it. Anyway, he did finally put it down, and when I went over and picked it up, he came back and looked and kind of gave me a sad look, and I was like, well, you put it down, you know. I mean, I don't think he was going to purchase it, but he didn't say anything. If he said I was going to buy that, I would have given it to him, but he didn't. So I got that for $5. My son knows a lot about those, so he can tell me if there's any rare ones in there. That was Friday. Let's see. Now, Then again, Saturday we went to one that was like an estate sale, which I usually hate estate sales. But I managed to walk to a table that had all these Nerf type things. And the prices were way up, way high. And so I made a stack and I grabbed all the darts they had. Look at all these darts. Got the 3 Mavericks. I got the 2 miniguns. This big Laramie we'll talk about. Anyway, I made a pile and I said, what about $5? And she took it for $5, which is great. Huge amount of darts. Which when I sell guns, I always say, well, I'll throw in some darts so I got plenty more darts. I already have 3 times this, but this really makes my supply plentiful. All these Mavericks look like they... That one's not loaded, that one is. The other one is. So that's a nice spot for $5. Then we get this Laramie. This is interesting. It revs up and fires these projectiles super fast. I wasn't able to find it on eBay. They make the Super Soaker, and yeah, you rev it up, and man, it'll fire that thing pretty quickly. So I can get a hold of it. Pretty good. It came with 4 projectiles, which is cool. That was all included in that one lot for $5, which is good. I think that if I find this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth some money. I've never seen one before. Maybe I'm wrong. Along then, my daughter was with me and she wanted this play food. I always get these anyway. They had a Mark 10. I got it for $5. Probably overpaid. But I get these because I buy play sets. And they want to have the food with the play sets so when you sell them. So there's ice cream. There's all kinds of different things. Stuff like that. So, let's see. This one was great. This another customer, seller, who I will give her the benefit of the doubt and say she was sleep deprived. But she had tons of these dolls put out. And obviously she had done some work on this. You see these are all marked. Usually individually marked, you know, $2, which is, you know, if you're, but, you know, this was off the beaten path and she hadn't sold much. She had a ton of Bratz. So I had wandered around and I had seen your favorite, the little pet shops. And she had $6 on that. She had a $6 tag on that, which there's no way I was going to pay. So that's the first thing I saw over there, and I said, hey, how about $2 for this? And she said, what's it, you know, she said, it's Mark 6, and I said, yeah. And she said, how about $2.50? So right there I should have gone, okay, this is weird. But yeah, that's weird to only jack it up, you know, 50 cents. So she took control, I guess. So I said, okay. And my mistake I made is I left it sitting there, which there were no other customers, but that still was dumb. You don't want to leave your stuff sitting. You want to pick it up. Because then you could get into a fight with somebody, or you could lose the item because somebody else could pick it up. So that's not good. But that was you know, it seemed to me nobody was there, no big deal. I verbally made the offer to her. I thought, okay, $2.50, let's look around. Anyway, and there's also some extra little guys in there. Not a huge find, but still, little pet shop. Hard. It was later in the day, so I thought, well, it's lucky that it was there. It was there because she had such high price on it. And I think some of these sellers do, they learn that the hard way, that at the end of the day, you know, which can happen around 11, even people start tapering off, their high prices have been rejected and no one said anything to them. And so they end up with the tables and tables full of stuff, and this lady did a lot of work. You know, she prepared all this stuff. Anyway, so then I wander over to a larger table with the what I thought was all Bratz, and look what I get. I get the LIV dolls. And those can be worth some money. And she has put the accessories in there. I have not even looked at these yet. I just made the deal. I think I got 8 bags of these, in which she had rightly marked, I think, $3 or $4 each, which I think that's what you can get for them. Could be higher. You know, you can get 10 or more when you put them out individually. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. And then there's an 8th one in there. So that's a nice lot of LIV dolls. So I'm like, okay, this is where I'm a fish on the hook I say, okay, I've got to get this. You know, this is where we're. But I'm looking at the tags and I'm going, okay, I'm not gonna not gonna fork out that kind of money. So you're talking 8 times $25. Which again, if you're gonna resell, if you had to, I would never do that because I don't let people, you know, tell me what I'm gonna spend. Usually, I mean, I say, okay, I don't know if it'd be hard to walk away because this is a nice lot of dolls, in my opinion. Anyway, so I had picked up these two also. Oh gosh, there's another one. So there's 9. Real nice. These are the kind with the removable wigs and whatnot. Anyway, and I had grabbed these two little Bratz here. This was before I found the other pile you just saw. Because these look like they're in perfect shape and they have the cards with them. And actually I had also grabbed these little PVC characters that are How to Train Your Dragon and other things. I think at one time I was making a lot of money on those when you could find them. So I don't know what they're worth now. Anyway, so I had that and I asked her, hey, if I'm going to buy in bulk, I'm going to buy a lot of stuff here, would you take a bucket doll? She goes, oh, I don't know. What have I got marked? You know, and she starts looking at her prices and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, if you take the $250 and you start counting, I said, then you get, and then she kind of seemed like she was getting confused. And I pointed at the little pet shop, which was now, it was 10 feet away from where I was standing, which that was my mistake, like I said. And I said, so $250, $350, $450, $550, $650, $750, $850, $950, $10, $1150. And I said, I'll give you $1 for the, she had a quarter each on the $12.50, $30, $14.50. I said $15. She goes, oh, that'll work. So that's this deal here. She said that'll work. So I hand her a $20 bill. She goes and gets change. I said, you got a bag or whatever? She said, yeah, well, let me give you a box. So I start boxing stuff up. Okay, now remember, this was here in front of the table. This was here in front of this was sitting over. So I go and I'm boxing them up and I went to pick this up and she said, no, not that, in the 15. I said, hold on. Now you all can remember the counting I just did, hopefully. If not, rewind. I counted it right in front of her. She said, no, that doesn't include that. That was $250. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now looking back, I'm like, okay, sleep deprived, trying to pull a fast one. This is the second time this has actually happened to me. It happened to me at a church sale, and it really pissed me off. And I may have mentioned it in another video, but people, either they forget, or they're very tired, or they're actually trying to pull something on you. I don't know. I mean, I'm very suspicious, you know, and I'm like, okay, what's this lady doing? You know, I mean, I didn't get pissed off, and I said, no, you did that in the lot, you know, for the 15. She said, no, I didn't. I said, give me my money back. That was my first reaction. I said, just give me my money back. So she marched over to her cash thing, came back, gave me the 20, I gave her the 5, and the box was sitting on the ground, and she started walking away. I said, hold on. I said, I want to purchase this box then. Okay, now remember, this was not in the box. the little pet shop thing was on the table. I said, I still think I would like to purchase this box. Will you recount this for me? Thinking, okay, you know, whatever. Let's see what it adds up to. Because I wanted these LIV dolls, like I told you. I've made money on these. So, okay, she starts counting again. Oh, by the way, there were 2 little pieces of clothing that my daughter had put in there, and that was 50 cents each, and she had counted that. So that's $15.50. And I said $15. So boom. So we recounted. We got to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 13, including the clothes. See? It just confused her. I mean, I just went, okay, now wait a minute. You know, I said, then you add the $250, we're at 15. She goes, well, I said 15 because of the dolls. You know, she tried to confuse. I said, wait a minute, we didn't give. So finally she gave in and she came back, and I ended up with the whole thing again for 50 cents more. I have no idea how it worked out. But, you know, this is it taught me a lesson. Take your deals, you know, and get them all in one spot. That's probably elementary for other people, but I've had this happen twice. You know, actually the other lady totally ripped me off, and I just walked away because it was making a scene at this church sale I was at. I mean, I had people gathering around me one guy who was part of this bazaar they were doing was like, you know, you can just give us all the stuff back and get out of here. I was like, what? I had paid $45. I had a bunch of stuff I bought. And I just said, dude, you're nothing but a clown. You know, get out. What are you doing here? You didn't even see what was going on. He goes, oh, you're just going to sell it on eBay anyway. And I go, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You get this stuff donated to you, and you are getting paid for it. I'm buying it and reselling it. So you got nothing in it. This isn't even your stuff. He just goes, meh. I mean, he just gives me this big sneer. I'm like, what is this, man? I mean, whatever, man. I said, hey, if you want to rob people and you're at a church here, you want to steal from people, that's your call. So anyway, you know, we got the two little Bratz wagon girl things, which is cool. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 50. See? So 15, and then the other dollar, 15.50 for the clothes. So I ended up paying her another 50 cents to make it. It was goofy, man. I just went whatever. So I'm being, you know, I'm like, normally I'd get pissed off, but I'm thinking she's tired. You know, these people work all night to get these sales set up. This lady worked. I'm thinking maybe she's just sleepy, you know. So I'm looking at these little Bratz thinking, okay, well, I think I've made money on these too. So I say, well, what are we going to do here? I said, these are smaller. How about 50 cents a pop on these? She said, well, how many you got? So I counting these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 2 in there. So I said, you know, $5. No, I couldn't take less than 10. Blah, back and forth. I ended up getting that for 8. So I made sure they had the feed and all that. So they were that deal. So that lady made, you know, over $20 off me, which was pretty cool. And I think I'll make the money. I walked away, no hard feelings, whatever. You know, it was cool. But that teaches you to keep your scores together. You know. So that was it. That was essentially my Saturday. I mean, my Friday and Saturday. I didn't do that great, volume-wise. But I think I got a nice group of stuff here, you know, and want to make some money. So just keep knocking it out. Don't let the goofballs get to you, and you know, go out there and get the scores, because it's still out there. It's getting hot out here in my area, but it's worth it. Talk at you later.